Good morning, everybody. I'm doing a short video this morning between the difference of using your intuition and the mind. I know we've touched on these things before, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about it because, again, I keep getting asked a lot about how do you know when you're using your intuition and how do you know when it's your mind. So for me personally, when I'm using my intuition, there's no words, it's a feeling sense, it's just a knowing. That isn't to be muddled up with when you're working psychically and you're working with spirit guides or passed over people. That's something different. Obviously you're going to be hearing words as well as other senses, but when it comes to each individual using their unique intuition, it's a feeling sense, it's just a knowing. So remember, we've got 6 senses. So we've got smell, taste, we've got sight, we've got hearing, we've got touch, and we've got connection to source, which is our intuition. It's working with spirit guides, it's whatever you want it to be, because there's a million different ways to work spiritually, and it doesn't mean you just have to work one way. So that intuition, for me, one of my biggest gifts is to be able to feel people's emotions inside of my body as if they were my own. So that just gives me a compass directly, instantly, as if, you know, you can kind of break down what's going on for somebody when you can feel those emotions that intensely, as if it was your own. But your intuition will be different things. So if you're starting out, a really good way is just, what do I feel about something? And the minute you get chatter, you've probably gone into mind. Doesn't mean you're not connecting with spirit guides, but that sometimes can be something that can come later if you're starting out. Some people are naturally gifted and they're born being able to hear these things, but then it's sometimes learning to decipher which type of spirituality am I working with right now, which sense am I working with right now, and how do I know when it's my mind, and how do I turn off, how can I shut off? That's another thing. That's all about boundaries and kind of taking control of yourself, as to not having that at the moment. I'm busy, I'm on planet Earth this minute doing human things, so I can't have downloads coming constantly. So but intuition is, how do I feel about something? It can be very, very different to what my logic says. So my logic, I've always been a good one for talking myself out of good things using my logic, but my intuition will be like, go do that. And you know, my previous existence would always be, I wanted my logic to back up what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, because I felt safer initially having reason. And now that just goes out the window because it often takes me down the wrong path. I just go with a feeling. Does something feel right? Is something that somebody's telling me to go and do feel good for me? And just an instant sense in my stomach or my heart, with no words. It's almost, intuition is so quick, it's before the words come in. So it's going with that instantness rather than actually then analysing that sense. That's when it goes wrong, because the mind then starts coming in and breaking it all down. When actually your intuition is instant, it has no explanation. It just is. It's really simple. It's such a simple way to live. But knowing the difference between feeling and words, feeling and words, keep coming from here and the guts. It just is a knowing. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it, but you might feel you do initially. And this is just mind, which is a really good thing to have, but sometimes we can use it a bit too much and it's limiting. We need other senses. We've got 6 senses. Let's use them. Have a good weekend.